Welcome to another episode of The Musician's Gear. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that might not really seem like it's something a musician would use, but in reality, it's really smart to have for multiple reasons, for taking pictures and overall production value. And of course, we're talking about stage lighting, more specifically par lights. Now you're probably wondering, what in the world is that sound in the background? Well, that's my roommate showering right now. So rip. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, why should I bring my own lights when most venues have their own? That just seems like a big waste of time. Well, here's the key. Not every bar, not every diner, not every place you play at is gonna have some stage lighting or anything to lighten you up, right? So having something is better than nothing. I cannot tell you personally how many times I've gone to a gig being promised by the owners that we would have a sound engineer and sometimes a lighting engineer there to help us while we're performing. Well, here's the thing. A lot of times, especially for smaller sets when you're performing live, they don't have any of those. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just take the hit on what your production value should have been because the venue or bar or diner did not follow through? No, you want to look good for yourself and give an audience a good production. So what you do is you throw up some par lights, you throw up some light bars, and you do the best you can with remote controls and presets on those. It's going to look better than having nothing. Unless, the aesthetic is just being kind of in like a diner more, and you just have like open light, white light on you, which is fine. And here's the thing, even if you bring those lights and you do not need to use them, you have them as a backup. And you were prepared, which is the biggest thing. There's so many bands out there that just think, well, I'm just gonna bring my one instrument and the venue should provide everything else. We don't need any XLR cables, we don't need any lights, we don't need any backup batteries, we don't need any backup strings. And that's where a lot of bands go wrong. They start performing live and they think the venue or wherever they're playing live should produce everything else that they need. And a lot of times that is true. Sometimes you get lucky and those production companies are just on top of it. Now this par light is an 18 LED par light. It comes with 2 remote controls and is battery powered. There are many different setting options for this par light, and we'll take a look at those in a sec. This par light has a 4 and a 7 DMX channel option, which allows you to control them from a light board or a computer. This par light also has a lot of different options for what mode you can set it to, including the static color mode, the auto color mode, strobe mode, fade mode, the DMX mode, the master slave mode, just tons of modes that you can set it to. This par light only weighs 1.8 pounds and has a working voltage of 100 to 240 volts of AC, or alternating current. Now let's take a look at some of the different settings this par light can offer. The main colors that this par LED light produces is red, blue, and green. But what they do is they mix together to create new ones. So if you're looking with your eyes straight at one of these lights, you're only going to see red, blue, or green. But when the beams cross and mix those colors together, wherever it's shooting at, like on a wall or at the stage, it will look a different color, like purple or amber, or depending on what colors are mixing. As you can see from this little remote control, all the colors, modes, and settings fit nicely. There's an on and off, DMX on and off, the auto, fade, jump, strobe, sound, red, green, blue, rose, ember, cyan, white, and then also the speed you can turn up and down, and also the intensity of the LEDs. So the button on here does not turn these on directly. What you first have to do is you have to turn on the par light LED. But the on and off button will turn off the LED lights, but not the battery. You can still hear it really carefully in the background, It's on a sleep mode or standby mode. So this one is going to be pointing towards the camera, so you can see what it looks like in the LEDs. This one I'm going to face this way, so you can see what it looks like on the back. So that's red. That's what it looks like shooting at you. That's what it looks like shooting on the back. Now let's take a look at green. You have to point it directly at it. Sometimes the sensor has a problem. Okay, so that's green. Let's take a look at blue. It's blue. Let's look at rose. As you can see, when you're looking at it, it's a little hard to tell from the camera, but you can only see red and blue on the LEDs. But if you look right here, that's definitely rose. Amber. There you go. Same thing. Green and red. And it, you know, it's a little hard to tell, but you can see there's an amber right there. Cyan. Green and blue. Green and blue, but it looks more like cyan there. And then white. White, obviously, is just all the colors. So you got red, blue, and green. But it looks a lot more white there. But you can also obviously see the colors around it too. Alright, let's take a look at the auto mode. This is the jump mode. This is the fade mode. This is strobe mode. This is sound activation mode. So if we make sound, it changes. Dr. Evil. These power lights can be extremely affordable. I've seen them as little as $25 a piece, which is like nothing. This one's a little bit more. It was $60 for it because it has a battery and it came with the 2 remotes. Well guys, that's all I got for you for today's episode. Let me know what you would use this guy for in the comments down below, or if you've already used it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.